Have you ever wanted to drive a real race car on a famous NASCAR track? The staff at Stock Car Racing Experience will suit you up, teach you what you need to know, and put you behind the wheel of a 160-mile-per-hour stock car on NASCAR's famous Pocono Raceway.
That was great. I enjoyed it. Unbelievable.
It's that unique, one-of-a-kind experience you'll never forget.
It was definitely worth it.
The second time I did it, and I'm still shaking.
Call or register online at 877stockcar.com for a heart-pounding, once-in-a-lifetime experience. You won't forget it.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here tonight. We're live, Kansas Motor Speedway here, RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. Getting set late night here tonight, because hey, the real Kansas race is happening in the Monster Energy drink, or Monster Energy Series Cup, actual real NASCAR race. Now, Joe White up here, man, accompanied by John T. Wimmis. John, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great, Joe. Just excited to see this. I like this track. Like a little bit of what we saw earlier, except for what happened to the 43 car. So it just shows you the speed of this track and how much you really do carry around here. So it's can be real treacherous at times.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it was a hard hit, man. He took out there. All those cars took hard hit. Danica, Joy, and all them. That's the art of racing, man. That's what happens, man. But and anything can happen so quick. I mean, heck, we saw it. I mean, Joey, tire blew, man, and Danica wrong place, wrong time. Next thing you know, 43, man, right into him. So, in real life, it can happen fast. Here on the virtual world, it can happen really fast. I want to welcome everybody, man, here tonight because, man, these guys are about to be fast and fierce around this track, and I'm looking forward to it. We've got pretty good field here for a late-nighter. So we've got 18 of the best here at RacinFreeks Sim Racing League. I'm getting pumped up. I don't know about you, John.
Yeah, I like it. I really enjoy this track because of, the different opportunities it presents. It's a little bit tougher in the cup car, but you can get around here. But top line is really the best place to be. But we'll see some guys move down to that bottom, but I might see a couple of them break loose at the same time. It's hard to hold that thing down there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, we saw it a couple times here in practice right now. It's what we're seeing right now before qualifying. Qualifying should be here in probably the next, I think I looked at 5-6 minutes or so.
Oh, yeah, we're about a minute away.
Okay. Cool. Timed that perfect. Well, as you saw out there, man, John, want to welcome aboard OSR Network. It's going to be a proud sponsor there of TN Designs, man. You saw it there on the banner page of the Star Spangled Banner. We'll be doing the next several races here of the Monday Night Thunder, but I went ahead and put him on our banner page tonight and figured I'd give him a shout out here for everybody. So, looking for an awesome paint job, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, he did your paint job. The Andrew Kennelly and company over there for TN Designs did your paint job for the ExtremeMotorsports99.com. That's coming up this Thursday. So, yeah, if you're looking for a paint job or a banner for your league, for that matter, check those guys out over at TN Design.
Yeah, I got him to do one for me, and really excited about it. Looks great. Always like to have a couple different paint schemes on hand. Run some different things sometimes. But really enjoy that one that he did, one that he made up himself. So it looks real good.
Awesome, good deal. Well, proud to bring him on here as one of the sponsors here for OSR Network. So you'll see that on the splash pages and all. So great guy. You also see Andrew Kennelly out there running, and Cardinelli. He can say it a lot better than I am. He got that Italian roll to him. So I'm a Southern dude. I ain't got that roll, man.
We just say it however we want to. It's your channel, you do what you want.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we're getting a bit of qualifying here, folks, and that means we're going to be setting up here for they have an open style qualifying here, so it's kind of neat the way they do things. It's every league, it seems like it's different how they do the qualifying. We got one that does individual, one that does the normal iracing style, and then here we got the open style where everybody at the same time go out on the track at the same time.
That just cuts down on time. So, not sitting here for so long watching qualifying.
Yeah, and it can get daunting at times, man, and so, Who's your pick for tonight?
Oh, you would ask me that, and I'm going to tell you that I'm tired of jinxing people.
Well, we already know, obviously, Zach Hall, Tyler Conroy, those guys are just bad fast. Cedric Hunter's bad fast up there. I mean, there's a host of them we've seen week in and week out get up there and just plow through the field like no other. And, yeah, I'd like to see maybe a new cat get up here. Obviously, Tommy Haynes is out there. He had a darn good week last week. A couple other series. And, hopefully he has one tonight. He's out there, man, looking good. So, got a new guy out there, too. Well, not really a new guy. John Jones, he's not been around for a while, but he's out there. Obviously, Bob Skinner, man. I'd really like to see Bob Skinner pull one off. Now, actually, he did pull one off, I think it was last week or so. Talladega was his first ever win here at the RacinFreeks. And, man, they said you couldn't feel for a happier guy.
Well, he always runs good, and he's always up front. Every once in a while gets caught up in something there, but mostly nothing of his doing, just wrong place at the wrong time. So you run up front enough and those wins will come.
True, and then that's the thing, as long as staying out of trouble, getting up front, and that's the key word, staying out of trouble sometimes, because trouble can lurk around every corner here. I mean, it's just like real racing, guys. I mean, you come out here, these guys are running some speeds. It might be virtual world, but it's still set on the sim-based type of atmosphere. And right now, Brian Johnson, the man in that Mountain Dew soda can machine, he's got the Mountain Dew USA paint scheme tonight. An Earnhardt Jr. Tribute style car out there. It's really good, actually. And then Cedric Hunter, which He's loving that Hello Kitty machine there, John.
I believe, unfortunately, it's bringing him good luck, so we have to keep looking at it until something happens.
Until he knocks that kitty off the hood. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Well, want to appreciate everyone coming out here. Like I say, we get a late start here because the actual real NASCAR race ran today. And on Saturday nights when they run, our races here at Racing Freaks will start later. So that's why we're here so late. And if you tuned in last night, you saw that I was on late night. I did 2 races there and had a wild one at Richmond and a wild one at Talladega. And tomorrow, I'm going to say at 1 o'clock Eastern time, supposed to be a full TRRL Michigan full race there with the Cup cars. And as far as I know, that's still planned and going. And obviously at 7:15 that evening, we got Winstail Cup, which will be the Legends Dirt cars at Eldora. So that ought to be a exciting, slippery, wild race. And then you got the All-Star race tomorrow night, John, at the Monday Night Thunder, Disabled Veterans Monday Night Thunder ARCA Series All-Star race. So pumped up and excited about that one?
I am. You know, I enjoy short track racing. Anything can happen. Sometimes mostly bad things happen. But, you know, you're talking about guys that know what they're doing, except for me. I'm locked in it because, you know, winning a pole. But you really do have some of the best drivers over there. So hopefully it'll be a great show and we can get a lot of green flag laps in. But I am looking forward to it because I really enjoy racing with those guys anyway. Yep. But when you put yourself around some of the best ones there on a short track, it ought to be real interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what the All-Stars are. So tune into that. And so far, triple header day tomorrow, and we'll see how well that works out. And if you don't get enough of me talking about tomorrow, or if you don't get enough of me talking about tonight, then, well, y'all must love me. That's all I got to say.
I just have to get over it.
Yeah, that too. I guess. Yeah, because I'm gonna be here 7 days a week, folks. I mean, hey, what do we say? If you like it, tune in. If you don't, well, as John says, oh well. I'll say, I hate for you not to tune in.
Well, just do like I do with Britney Spears music videos. Just mute it.
yeah, there you go. Well, qualifying looks like it's a minced here, and look who's on top. Cedric Hunter right there. So he put the Hello Kitty machine up top. Zach Hall's right there behind him. So when I say star-studded field, normally star-studded field. Wow. Yeah, that's another milestone.
That's a good thing about this league, man. Is that you know, you're talking about the field here. Any one of these drivers can win this thing. They all do a great job, and that's why, you know, talked to my buddy Tommy Haynes there. He lives right up the street from me, and I was like, man, you need to race with these guys. And so he's here tonight, first race with them. So
yep.
See what he's got for him here. It's Cup card's a little different, but we'll see what it is, man. But these guys put on a hell of a show, start to finish.
Yep, they sure do. Well, let's get up to grid in order here, because tonight on pole winner Cedric Hunter puts it on pole tonight here at Kansas Motor Speedway. Zach Hall's right there sitting in second, behind, right beside of him. You got Brian Johnson right there in third. Bob Skinner in fourth. You know, it's going to make Tina Seeley out there really happy to see that. Christopher Matthews sitting there in fifth. We definitely know that name from a lot. Brandon Mullen, sitting there in sixth. John Mustaine Jr., he came from ExtremeMotorsports99.com over here to the Racing Freaks. He's starting seventh. John Jones right there in eighth. Neil Odegaard in ninth. Billy Tungate right there in the 10th. And as we look to the rest of this field here, all 18 machines out here tonight, they're going to roar for some thunder under the lights. Kansas Motor Speedway. Cup car, exciting action. And you know me, John, I get a trip out of some of these paint jobs these guys have got, because, man, we've got several taco machines, a Hello Kitty machine, Mountain Dew machines, and a hot dog machine. So something for everybody.
Oh yeah, they put the hot dog one out there because you asked for it. So they got a little bit of everything going on out here.
Absolutely. Well, out in the chat said, who's up here with me tonight? Is that Hank Hill? Well, yeah. Doggone it, boy. I ain't gonna say the other word because, you know, sponsors are watching, so we can kind of keep it clean. But yeah.
Oh, I know who that is.
Oh, you do? Oh, Mr.
Yeah, I know who
Scooby.
that is.
Scoob. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you got you some fan club coming up. I hear you.
Yeah. He's a fan, all right.
Oh, is that what? Oh, I hear the sarcasm in the voice now. Segment racing is another thing we bring here to the stable at the Racing Freaks. You're right, and we're looking for lap 44, 88, 133 here tonight, folks, under the lights here at Kansas Motor Speedway. So definitely lap 44, whoever's leading at that time is man going to get a bonus point for the playoff, hunt, chase, whichever one you want to call it here at Racing Freaks. Definitely will help you out when that time comes, because hey, every little point probably can help there to seal the deal to be a champ. And Mr. Scoob, he said, yeah, John T.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Oh, that's my buddy Jerry. He likes to talk a bunch of junk. There, I know who he is. You ain't fooling me with that name.
Oh, no. Oh, I hear you. Well, good deal. Well, pace car's coming out of turn number 4 here, folks. We're about to set sail tonight under the lights. I hope you're ready here, because we've got 133 laps of pure exciting thunder here, man, for some monster trucks here at the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. Pace car's in. Cedric Hunter's going to bring these machines roaring to life as they come to life there. Storming into turn number 1. They are still stacked 2-2, but he's going to jump out front and bring Brian Johnson with him.
And Brian Johnson down there at 28. That's a good line for him right now in these new tires. As these things wear up, we'll see him move high. Zach Hall standing tall right there on the top line. Comes out in third there, but he's got that 92 of Matthews right there with him.
Yeah, he does. That's old Christopher Matthews in on the inside. Got that 43 machine looking very good. John Mustaine Jr. right there in 5th. Bob Skinner battling along with him. Man, I tell you what, though, Brian Johnson, he is all over the deck lid of the Hello Kitty machine. He's going to, I'll give you a Mountain Dew if you just let me slip on by here and take the lead. I don't know how well that trade-off will work, but hey, it might. Never know.
And John Mustaine Jr. and Bob Skinner still sitting here side by side. Mustaine finally falls in behind, but he might. I was going to stay right there behind him this time. Thought he might take a run at him.
Yeah, take a run at him a little bit, but he's got Brandon Mullen to deal with right there. And Brandon Mullen's got that number 20 new paint job out there. But again, here comes Bob Skinner to the front, inside of Christopher Matthews up there for the 4 spots. I know Tina Seeley probably sitting out in the chat, man, at home, grinning ear to ear. She is loving it. Man, Brandon Mullen gets a run almost. That's some good patience right there, what he just did, because he could, actually it was John Mustaine Jr., excuse me, he could have ran that car right into the back of the 92. Oh, well, as we say that. Ooh, look like,
Oh, we got a car on the wall back here.
yeah, that's Brandon Mullen. It looked like John Mustaine pushed. Now, let me ask you a question here. No, we didn't talk too much about it. Is a push or here something at this track that these guys might feel all night long?
It most definitely is, especially as the run goes on here. And the best line to run is up there near that wall on the top line. And, man, this thing can step out from you and that wall will come out and bite you in a heartbeat. But, yeah, the car here is definitely set up very tight, and it just gets worse over the run.
Okay, well, that's what that looks like. John Mustaine Jr. was down the inside. It looked like the car just stepped up, pushed, and Brandon Mullen was there, and unfortunately the wall was there at the same time. And then, obviously, we know what that outcome is. Bam! Right into it. But right now, these guys, man, are looking their nose to tail. Been very patient here. We've got 133 laps, like I say. Segment 1, 44. So what we're looking for right now, though, Brian Johnson is all over the tailgate of the Hello Kitty machine of Cedric Hunter. And he's looking good out there, old Brian. I tell you, he's due for another win. As, man, Cedric Hunter pushed up the track.
Real high right there. I'll tell you what, Bob Skinner's really come up through this field, made up a lot of time, and is chasing down the 32 of Zach Hall here.
Yes, he is, all over the back deck lid of that number 32 machine. Is that called Exalta?
Exalta, yeah.
Is that right? Okay, I was making sure it was right. I can't remember how it was pronounced. So the Exalta machine right there, man, of Zach Hall, which we know, hey, Zach Hall can get it done on some wheeling around here. And Bob Skinner's one, and we'll talk a minute about him. Bob Skinner's one who has really, I will say, lack of a better word, has upped his game in the last several weeks. You know, first part of the season, he ran mid-pack towards the back. But, man, here lately, he's been able to bring that thing to the front. And I got a feeling we're probably going to see him in victory lane for it's over with.
Oh, we definitely will. I mean, you can see any of these guys in there. I mean, they all do a fantastic job. We know who the fast guys are, and sometimes the track fits a guy better than the other ones, but you know, all these guys can get it done here, and they've shown that in the weeks that I've been around covering them, and you've been doing it for longer than I have. So, but definitely a great league with very good drivers and other drivers that are learning every week and starting to run better and better.
They are, and that's why when I say star-studded, it's anybody's ball game out here, because it's really hard to pick a winner. Obviously, we do see some of the same guys up front a lot, but man, we're starting to see a lot of other guys come up through here too that could make headways and so forth. You know, like Bob Skinner, Christopher Matthews is turning up the wick a lot. Yeah, just to name a few. We've seen Neil Odegaard come up through there. And, you know, hopefully Tommy Haynes tonight will be able to do something. Right now, some good patient racing going out there, and I think that's a product of the track and what they have here tonight at Kansas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, this car on this track here, you're carrying so much speed. I mean, you look in the turns, they're still doing 180. You can really wear out your stuff. You got to take care of it. You can't really be out there using it up lap after lap. So this car makes you be patient, and if you're not, then you really pay for it later on in the run.
Absolutely. Well, I want to appreciate everyone, man, stepping out here tonight and coming out here, man. There's a late night hanging out here at OSR Networks. We're live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch, and on Twitter. I call it Twitter, either one. But then check us out online at onlinesimracingnetwork.com. But I know, you know, me and John, hey, we're late nighters anyways. Oh, car to wall. That was a hard hit. Well, I think we saw what we were just talking about right there. Car pushed up, hit the wall, came down. The 99 of Neil Odegaard had nowhere to go, and boy, he slapped that inside wall very, very hard. So we're watching a replay right here. The 67 went in and pushed up and hit the wall, and man, the 99 nowhere to go. And just chain reaction from that point on. Oh man, they got about 4 or 5 cars, really. Wow.
And that's the thing. Once this thing starts pushing up to the wall right there, it is so hard to catch. You're pretty much along for the ride, and you're going to slap the wall right there. There's almost no saving it.
Yeah. Well, in the caution here, and you know, just again, we're just sitting here thinking that's just a product of the track, a product of what this place is going to show and bring, basically. And hate to see that. Well, what's going on, everybody out there? I want to appreciate Benjamin and Timothy and just name a few, Tina and all them. I've got quite a few people out there, man, checking us out tonight here. They're about to see a heck of a race, I think, and that's Kansas for you.
Yeah, well, we just finished seeing a heck of a race here as the Cup guys just finished up. 78 gets a victory tonight.
Yep, so 78 pulled it out there. I think he had got the lead by like 20 laps to go, so that was a good race.
He's been putting it on him so far. I'm happy, man. I got a buddy that works on that team. He's the engine tuner for Truex Jr.
Oh, okay,
so
awesome.
Very excited for them in the season that they had last year and this year. So
man,
great
awesome.
job by those guys.
Well, you know, I got to meet Joe Gibbs' grandson, man, over at ExtremeMotorsports99.com's TeamSpeak the other day. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, he's been knocking around on iRacing here a little bit, so see how he does. They got all that fancy simulator for him there, so we'll see how
he's going to be running the truck series over there.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. That'll be a good start. Kind of start there, you know, move on up through the series and whatnot, see how it goes. Very well respectable, you know, young men. Him and his friend and whatnot that were there. So definitely you could tell the upbringing in them.
That'd be a good place, you know, to get in there and learn and get some laps down on some of these tracks. You know, it's nothing like real life, but you know, it's pretty close. Help you with your timing and understanding a little bit there. So, and he's going to have some good competition in there, man. Extreme offers a ton of competition in everything that they do. They make sure you know, they got some good drivers in there. You know, every one of them doing ARCA now and trucks and Xfinity and Cup. So they're expanding big time, but they make sure they've got good competition in there. So it's a great place to be if you want to learn and push yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see if we can get a talk with Cedric Hunter, right? There's a, you know, lap 14. We'll see what he's feeling in that car out there.
Oh.
Cedric Hunter, this is Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, Cedric, you out front in that Hello Kitty machine tonight. Looking pretty good to number 13. How's the track feel? How's the car feeling? I know we only been running about 10 or 12 laps or so, but what you think so far?
It feels pretty good. I was kind of expecting it to be a lot tighter. I'm assuming obviously will be later. From races and stuff and practices that I ran throughout the week, it was really loose. So it kind of feels really good though right now. It feels comfortable. So hopefully expect the Hello Kitty car to be up front for most of the night.
All right, well, good deal. Well, you definitely got a Mountain Dew soda can machine out there. Tell them, man, to throw you a Mountain Dew in that windshield there. Gentlemen, good race so far. We're under the lights here at Kansas Motor Speedway. About to get set by Green Flag Racing. See you at lap 133. Good luck, gentlemen. All right, John. Well, he seems pumped up and excited and pretty confident as always in that car. Let's see what he's got here, though, man, on this restart.
Yeah, well, two things. Number one, he's running up front. He's been running up front. And two, it takes a real man to get out in that race car. So with those colors on it, so he must have a lot of self-confidence.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. All right.
Well, they call it self-confidence because only you can give it to yourself.
Well, that is true. That's true. Well, Bob Skinner right there in fourth as Zach Hall's here in third. Pace cars coming around the turn number 4. He's going to send these machines flying off into turn 1. I call them the monster machines. Cedric Hunter's going to hammer through the gears and put her to the floor here. He's got Brian Johnson on his outside. He's got Zach Hallman going to try to eat the whole back bumper up. Christopher Matthew gets a heck of a start. Bob Skinner does too, but man, Cedric Hunter fires to the front. They're door to door behind him.
Yeah, but Cedric did not get the start he was looking for right here. He's got 4 or 5 cars here all around him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got them right there. But he did get out front in front of them as they're still 2 by 2. He'd love for them, and they're almost 3 wide behind them.
And Zach's going to take it down the inside here, but really makes up some good time right there, but doesn't have the drive-off exit that you want to have there, so Brian Johnson's going to have that.
Yeah, it is there. It's there, stacked up, nose to tail up front, but boy, behind them right there with Billy Tungate and the 7th, 8th, and he is losing it. Oh, man, I'm going to tell you what. You have got, I don't know if you saw that or not. Well.
Oh, and the 3 is around.
Well, that's what I was just about to say something about him in a 23 spin. He almost lost it in the turn before, caught it in front of everyone, and had it saved, John. And I thought, awesome driving job. And then it stepped back out from under him again in front of him. And Derek Palsy had nowhere to go right there and just kind of tapped him in the rear. So I was watching that whole thing transpire. And that's why I said at first, like, oh, good driving job. And I was about to say it until he, right here, actually sit on the replay. He did a wonderful job the first time. Then it's just like that thing just stepped out from under him again. I mean.
Yeah, the problem with this car is when you're out of shape here with the speed that you're carrying to being on that high side, you never get it back. Like, you could slow down, but basically you got to just let out and understand I've caught it. Let me take my losses here and then get back on it on a straightaway. You cannot pedal that thing to traction here in these turns. You're going to continue to lose it.
Now, well, actually, me and you had that affair, man, I think here this past fun run in Chicago when I was inside, and that thing just started stepping out. I was able to catch it, man, going down the straight there and didn't spin it out. So, yeah, even though you might feel like you're going to catch the car, yeah, you got to let off out of it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much once you're out of shape, you're out of shape. The best thing you can do is catch it and try to get out of the way and hope everybody doesn't run you over.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you're close like that, it's not the guys behind you's fault that he hits you. I mean, you're running such speed. I mean, hey, look, if you slow up or get out of shape, he comes up on you so fast, he might not be able to react, and it don't take much of a bump to send you go out on just on around. No, the first time he didn't have help. He was actually he That car, man, for some reason stepped out. I don't know if maybe they're feeling a little bit loose out here. What's your what do you think, John?
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, this track here is all about throttle control. I mean, you can get into it too much and the thing will step out with you a little bit. You can back out and collect it back and then get back in it. But, you know, the problem is once you really break traction and bring the rear end around, you're done. The best thing you can do is back out. Try to collect it, stay out of everybody's way. Pedaling it, you know, it's not a pedal fest like NHRA, okay? Once you lose it here at that speed, you're not going to get it back. So, but yeah, they definitely break loose with you here. And you can let off and then get back in about, you know, quarter throttle or so, and then just slowly start squeezing that throttle back in. But you definitely want the wheel to be straight as you come off, and then you can nail that thing. But, you know, new tires, man, you can drive it pretty hard for several laps, but after a while, you really got to take care of it.
Yeah. And, you know, yeah, you're out there right. I mean, these cars, just give me an idea, like what me and John's talking about. These cars actually almost act just like the real ones. I mean, the downforce package, what iRacing is trying to represent here is about what the real ones are. Once you lose it, you lose it. And really hard to get it back. And you're right, it's not a pedal fest. You can't sit there on off the gas.
Yeah, well, you're right. Well, see, that's the thing in NASCAR wanted to fix too, was the spoilers on these cars. Number one, they were so tall, and two, the cars were so yawed out, meaning when you looked at it going, you know, down a straightaway, the car didn't look straight.
Yeah.
You know, the rear end was a little cocked out to the right, and it looked kind of sideways. So you're getting so much downforce on that spoiler right there. So they said, all right, we're going to take the spoiler away from you if you're going to do that. And that allowed the drivers to really be able to drive, number one, very hard, but two, if they did get out of shape, it was very easy to catch it because you've got, you know, hundreds of pounds of, you know, extra downforce on there. Well, now they've taken all that away. And so now once you lose that, you know, you might have that car kicked out there, but that tiny spoiler back there is not doing you any favor.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to be at lap 21 here of 133. Like I say, we're looking for lap 44. That's our first segment here. As we do have segments. There's no cautions during those segments, but they are valuable segments because whoever's leading gets a bonus point going into the hunt. And those, as far as I know, they haven't told me any different, can accumulate over the season and definitely can be valuable points for a championship at the end of the season.
And it's interesting as we get close to that being, you know, coming to the end of that stage there. These guys, they know it. They start racing each other a little bit harder, trying to get that win there. So we'll see him step it up a little bit here. But I believe Cedric will want to get a little bit better start than he got last time, as he's got 3 cars right there around him that are just as fast as he is. And that's the thing too about being here, is being up front is an advantage to you. I really do believe, and I think being behind somebody is a little bit of a hindrance.
Absolutely. Well, right now, Cedric Hunter's going to be the man that's going to start this field here. Brian Johnson's on the outside. The pace car's coming out of turn 4. Going to shoot off down on pit road here, take the hard left turn, send the monster machines a-rolling as they're going to fire off down through the turn number 1 here. Slow pace to the green flag. It's flying in the air. Cedric Hunter does get a pretty good start that time. He gets out front. So does Brian Johnson. Boy, I tell you what, he's going to stack it up coming in there. He's got his hands full, though, with Zach Hall as they head off into turn 1.
Yeah, you saw Cedric break it down there and get on that flat part right there. What he's trying to do is not spin his tires. When you're down there like that, it's a little bit harder to do. You can get a good start that way.
Absolutely. Well, Zach Hall's got other plans. He's got that Axalta machines on the inside there, the 13. They're door-to-door, the door-to-door behind him. Well, I thought they were door-to-door. He got a good run coming off that turn.
Yeah, but staying up high right there, you can get a tremendous run because you're in the throttle a little bit longer. It's hard to be the man on the inside and stay in that throttle because the car is going to do nothing but push.
Well, Brian Johnson was the beneficiary out of all that. He's been able to take second place right now, looking very good. The Mountain Dew man is flying around here in the 28. Brian Johnson right now, he's still got his hands full, though, with Zach Hall. And behind him, Christopher Matthews looking really good. But look at Bob Skinner come to the front.
And right now, Zach Hall's faster than these two in front of him. But Bob Skinner's coming up through the field as well, turning a great time, a 29.188 right there. And Zach Hall turned a 28.9.
Well, and you also got Tom Drilling right there looking pretty good. He was on the inside for a few minutes of Christopher Matthews right there for the 5th spot. So That's a rookie here, Tom Drilling. I hope I say that right, but he's not looking bad in that 06 machine.
Definitely not. And the leader turned to 907. Brian Johnson with a 920. Zach Hall 29031. Bob Skinner 28992. So Skinner a little bit faster than that 32 right there, making up some ground.
Absolutely. Well, got a guy out here said is that Joseph LeBombard Racing. I'm going to say that's John LeBombard is what we go. Well, it's right now he is sitting in 9th spot. I'm not 100% sure what his race team is. Actually, I probably could look in the team speak and get an idea right fast. He is actually Neil Odegaard is his teammate. So, Neil Odegaard.
Oh.
Yeah, boy, I saw that too.
92. Matthews came up there and gave him a little tap right there, but he definitely let up.
Well, look, it kind of looked like the 06 maybe washed up the track like earlier.
Oh, he definitely pulled a little bit of a slide job there.
Yeah. Well, we're saying Neil Odegaard is teammate there to John on the track, so he's running 13th, John's running 9th. So you're right. Yes, that is the Lombard Racing team. I know I probably messed his last name up.
No, you actually got it right.
Oh, okay, we good deal.
We usually say it a different way.
We do. I know. It's terrible. Well, right now, Cedric Hunter, he's got a 3/10 lead over Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson's got Zach Hall behind him. Bob Skinner's right there in 4th. Tom Drilling is in 5th. Brandon Mullen, man's been able to pull it up there in the 6th. Got a unique paint job on it, Brandon Mullen. Pink tacos. It's different. Never seen a pink taco, but okay. Ever seen a pink taco?
I have not.
It says life is short, eat more tacos. So there you go. I like tacos from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and we're out here talking about John LeBombard. Guess what? He's got Taco Bell on his car. So go figure.
I'll tell you what, the fastest car on the track right now is that 06 of Tom Drilling.
Looking very good, man. A rookie here, as he's currently running in 5th spot. Yeah, he had a 29.133, so looking really good. He actually, if he keeps that pace up, he could run those guys down here in a matter of probably the next 10 or 15 laps or so.
Yeah, he's about a 10th faster than all the cars in front of him. He's been picking it up here. Been a little bit faster than him every lap for about the last 4 laps or so as I've been watching him.
Well, right now it looks like a pretty freight train out there. They're pretty spread out evenly from the front 4. I mean, from Cedric on back to where Tom's sitting. If you look at them, how they're spread out, it's probably a couple car lengths in between each car, and they're all like dead solid right there with them. So if he does it, he could pick one of these off real easily one by one. So he wouldn't have to really worry about the next car in front of him.
Exactly, and that's the thing too. I mean, people look at this and say, all right, they're kind of spaced out. But let me tell you something. This is where it gets interesting, though, because you're going to have some guys like the 06 has done is take care of his stuff and try to come up through this field. So what he's doing now is testing it and seeing how far can I push it now with the way I took care of it. These other guys have really pushed their stuff, and they want to see how long it's going to last. So right now it's a game of, how hard can you go?
Yeah.
And to me, that's what makes this type of racing interesting, especially if we get a caution or green flag pit stops. Then you're going to have to figure out where you want to pit. If you're fast enough to beat those leaders, or you want to, get off sequence with them. It's just so many things that come to play under all these long green flag runs.
Well, right now, it looks like a lot of these guys, and I guess the high line's the preferred line around here because they're flirting with disaster with that wall way up high, rim riding around this Kansas City Motor Speedway track here. And, I'm looking at the times like you are here, John, and I'm noticing something between those top 5, actually top 6, is they're all about dead even. And if they stay at that pace, they're pretty much all going to stay like they are right now.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Tom was still the fastest car that time with a 29.696, but then there was a 711 in front of him, 786, 797. So
yeah,
not too big anything to write home about, but you know, that top line is the preferred line pretty much the whole race. You can run the bottom on new tires. On old tires, it's very hard to keep that car down there unless you're way out of the throttle, which of course you're going to lose a ton of time.
Yeah, I mean, now when I race, I hate getting that close to the wall. But these guys, man, and the problem is it might be the fast way around, and you got to do it to be fast. Thing about it is, though, it leaves very, very small room for error because one little mess up, you're in the wall.
Yeah, that's all it takes. I mean, the only good part about that is because you are so close to the wall. You know, maybe you just brush it, you don't hurt it too bad. You don't have to use a fast fix or anything like that. So, you know, if you stay green, it doesn't hurt the car too much. But
Right.
you know, if you're on the bottom and you lose it, the impact is going to be a lot greater.
Absolutely. Well, right now, Bob Skinner, he has got company in the form of that 06 that we were just talking about, Tom Drilling, the rookie here, looking very good as he goes to the high side here. He might try to get a run on Bob Skinner going into turn number 1. We'll see if he can't take that high side and make it work because that's the preferred line here. As he's up high, it's not quite alongside of him. But
watch
yep,
that
he got
82,
it.
see him move up the track here. He's got to back off to be able to get that thing to turn. So the 06 is going to take that spot.
Yeah, he took it with ease. Here's what we was just talking about a minute ago, John. I think he's going to be able to take them one by one. As although we do have a pass for second spot, Zach Hall went around Brian Johnson there, and he's going to set his sights on Cedric Hunter. But I think that 06 machine is looking like, hey, if I could, you know, his time, like we were just saying. Now, actually, Zach Hall's picked his time up. He ran a 30.1.
See the 06 out up in the wall a little bit right there.
That's flirting with disaster. That's what we was talking about. But with it, Zach Hall's time was a 30.179. Tom's was a 30.156. So Zach Hall's been able to pick it up. And Cedric Hunter, though, that time picked it up. So I don't know if these guys are just kind of playing with their times or what, because Cedric Hunter just laid down a 30.149 and then laid down a 30.169, fastest out of all of them. So maybe he can see that these guys are coming. He is spreading that lead out, though.
Yeah, well, it's a little hard to be consistent with these cars. The way you got to back out of it, maybe use a little bit of brake here, just drag it somewhat. So, you know, one lap from the other. It's especially when you get on worn tires, it's hard to run consistent, solid laps every single lap. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, Brian Johnson didn't make it very hard for Zach Hall to get around him either. So he was able to keep a good lap there. He knows running side by side is not going to do anything but lose him more position.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, we're riding along with old Brian Johnson here. Just kind of seeing what he sees out his window. Trying to give everybody let's go with the cockpit view here, like that view. He's trying to chase down. He's a little bit faster right now than Zach Hall.
82 gets hit from behind. He was loose coming off.
Oh, that's Bob Skinner. Oh, don't want to see that. All right, well, let's go back on the replays. We're riding with old Brian Johnson right there. So, wow. Well, let's see what happened here on this replay. And we were just talking about it. Loose.
He got loose, put himself up in the wall, and put him right back down in front of the
Right.
the 90. Is it the 92 of Matthews? Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we're just seeing it now for everybody here at home. Yeah, he just got loose, got up there, and Matthews had nowhere to go. I mean, you know, wrong place, wrong time. The closing rate on these cars are, you know, just like real life. They close up quick, and I don't care if you're young, old, or whatever. You better have some bad, fast reflexes to get out of the way of that.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen here. You run on that top line trying to follow a guy, but that just shows you, man. I mean, not doing anything any different lap to lap. These cars, they can just step out on you. I mean, just a little too much throttle here, and that's exactly what can happen.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's caution number 3, and we're only about 2 laps out of, and it's pretty much Cedric Hunter's going to lead the first segment. Which, unless something probably drastically happened, I think he was going to lead it anyways. As I say that, he comes into pit road, so let's see if somebody stays out, because that might change it up.
Now, what they're probably going to do here is call this the segment. They're not going to allow somebody that was running in the back to lead the segment. So that's normally what they do is call this the caution for the segment. Because we're still going to be under caution as the segment were to come
we're
to
at
an
lap
end
40,
anyway.
Yeah, we're at lap 43.
All right, so they have to come to pit road because once they get 2 to go, pit road closes. So that would put them all at a disadvantage. So you're better off calling the segment now.
Yeah, because Christopher Matthews is the man leading.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's something, man. That's a good thing. We'll get confirmation from Robert Moyer. Obviously, we don't want to, we can't talk to him right now because he don't want to be talked to. He wants to concentrate on his racing. That's understandable.
Yeah. I just know that's how they've done it in the past. If a caution comes out with a lap or 2 to go, they'll call it.
Okay.
Because you're putting everybody at a disadvantage.
Yeah, because of right now, I mean, Christopher Matthews would be the man who is leading. And he got involved obviously in that crash, but he's going to have to come down pit road. So if he comes down
all right,
pit
in the
road,
race chatter, what they talked about is that was the end of the segment.
All right, good
so that
deal.
would mean that Cedric Hunter got it.
Good deal. All right. Well, that's awesome. Kind of a little confusing there. Something, a lot of things, we're learning too,
Wasn't that confusing for me?
Yeah, okay, Einstein.
The force is strong with this one.
Look. Yeah, there you go. Force is strong. Yeah, Captain Yoda. We gotta love it, folks. Gotta love it. But, well, right now, though, Cedric Hunter does have a bad fast hot rod. Him and the kitty machine out there is running pretty good. And, Zalta, which, I'm not sure what they do. What do they do?
They are a division of the DuPont.
Ah, okay. So they paint pictures out there. All right, good deal. Well, maybe they can get up there and give him a new paint job for old Hello Kitty. Problem is, if he wins this race, folks, we're probably going to be seeing Hello Kitty more. It has done him have a good luck charm, kind of,
I guess. It all started because he lost a bet and everybody said, oh, the joke's going to be on you. It's going to be hilarious. And it was.
Oh, no. It's over with now. It's over with now. It's a done deal, John. He's done got the ladies out in the chat. Tina Seedless says she loves the Hello Kitty as much as Cedric does. So it's a chick magnet. It's over.
Well, he keeps raising it because, he says we keep bringing attention to it, but we can't help it because he runs up front.
Well, that too. I mean, that's, I mean, how can you not bring attention to it? It's right there in our face. It's got a big cat on the hood, and I guess, it's cute, I reckon.
I suppose so. Whatever people like, man. Everybody's got their own stuff, I guess. I don't know.
You don't think it's cute?
No, I do not.
Why not?
Because I'm a guy.
Well, so? Guys can think things are cute.
No, they cannot.
Why not? You don't think your dog's cute?
No, I don't.
I think my dog's cute.
I think he's bad A is what I think.
Oh, Lord. Good night.
My dog's awesome, dude. He will rip your face off.
Mine will rip a package out of your hand. That's about all he's going to rip. So,
well, they're good at ripping up packages, too, when the mailman and UPS decide to leave them outside on the steps.
Absolutely. Well, we're about to get set here to go green flag racing here, folks. And Cedric Hunter is up front. He's got Zach Hall, though, right there. One of the defending champs here, from my understanding, is here at Racing Freaks. Has a long ride there. Green flag in the air. It'll be lap 46. Cedric gets a pretty good start, but so does Zach Hall.
Zach was on it all over the start, and so was Brian Johnson right there. Not letting Cedric get away, as they know this is a good time for them to get up front and get in that clean air.
Yeah, it is. Right now, Zach Hall is on the outside there. Brian Johnson is trying to push Cedric to the front still. They are 2x2 stacked up in the front. This is the best battle for the lead we've seen. Now we're just going to see just how bad fast Cedric Hunter's car is.
Whoa! And you're going to see him push like crazy on that. I was going to say the bottom at that speed was not going to work.
No, it ain't. Well, it's going to bring Brian Johnson and company behind him as he tries to fire back on the inside.
Yeah, and Cedric's going to have a hard time here. He just needs to fall in line right here. And now he's got to start taking care of his stuff as we saw the 06 do earlier. And be able to run these guys back down so that if you have to pass on the inside, maybe you can get a good run on entry and pull off that slide job there.
Yeah, it is. Well, the high side worked there for old Zach Hall. He was able to get on the outside of Cedric Hunter, not what he wanted to do, not wanted to see him do. Cedric didn't, so because the high side's been the place to go. Right now, Brian Johnson is in the tire tracks of that man out front, though. But here, don't count out old Cedric Hunter. He's not done yet. He is firing back on all 8 and trying to bring it back to the front. What's going on, Ryan?
Yeah. But here's the problem, though, with this track is obviously we've seen it. We've said, talked about it. High line's a place to be. It's very, very hard to go down to the inside and pass a guy. The best thing you can hope for is a great run on entry, and then you can pull off that slide job, move your car back up the track, or you move the car to your outside up the track and make him back out of it.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see if somebody can pull that move off here, because right now these top 3-4 cars are almost nose to tail here in a single file line freak training around Kansas Motor Speedway. Want to welcome everybody else coming out here tonight. And Tina Seeley, she's giving me an education tonight. Says, hello, Kitty's been around since 1974. That is 1 year past when I was born. So just telling my age out here being old, I probably should have known that.
That was before I was born.
Oh,
what was happening? Now, why does she know this?
I don't
How did
know.
she come across and say,
Google, man.
She Googled it. She Googled it. That's what it is.
Awesome. Yeah. And Ryan W. Daniels is out in the chat, too.
Yeah, well, we'll have a parade here in a couple laps.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, right now up front, kind of looking like a parade. These guys are single file marching around Kansas Motor Speedway, and they're doing it in some high speed. John, look at that, 202 mile an hour as we were riding with Cedric Hunter right there. Boy, that's some bad, fast speed around this track.
Oh man, you carry a ton of speed here, and that's the thing is just, after some laps here, all you can do is throw it in there and hope it sticks. And sometimes, it doesn't, as we saw what happened to Bob Skinner earlier. The man didn't do anything any different than he's done every other lap. But you get to a certain lap count there on your tires, and you just do the same thing over and over, and it can't take it anymore. You really have to make yourself back it down here on these long green flag runs. You've got to make yourself take care of your stuff.
Yeah, because, we're seeing, like you said, right now, still with Cedric Hunter right here, he's getting 205 on the front stretch, 202 on the back stretch, and then they got to bring it all the way back down to like 175 in these turns. That is a massive bringing a car down and an adjustment every lap after lap. Wow, that's just, incredible.
It'd be interesting to see, I think, here Cedric can get back up around these guys. But just what I said, I think in my time running here in this car, I think being behind another car really hurts you. If you're up front, it's super hard for guys to get runs on you. It's hard to pass. I really think that dirty air, plays a part here. Now, the draft will help, as you see Brian Johnson, sucks up to that 32. But right here in the turn, you see he gets, way back away from him. Your car really gets upset in the turns here.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that one. It seems like sometimes I might be able to pull up to a guy, but then try to pass him is very hard to do here. So right now, though, these 3 cars up front, man, they are nose to tail, and I think they're all so darn dead even. Even the lap times, Zach Hall had all of them running a 29, so, he had a 402, a 392, and then a 352. So they're all 3 running right there within hundreds of each other, and that's not a lot. So as we're coming along here at lap 56 of 133, our next segment, what'd I say, 488? Yep,
88.
Yep. So
that's the thing about this. You see these guys here, the top 3, running one behind the other. Well, that's because that's the only thing they can do. All right, if one of these guys were to break loose here and get down on the inside, he's going to use his stuff up pretty fast, trying to fight side by side. It's not going to work. You're going to fight for the laps, and then you're going to use your stuff up. So the thing to do here is be patient and hope that you don't use your stuff up just as much, and then you'll see what happens. You can get around on these guys and use that inside to your advantage.
Absolutely. Well, Cedric Hunter looked right there like he was going to try to maybe look on the inside, thought better of it, pulled back on the outside. He is still going to try on the outside and get a run on Brian Johnson coming out of the turn. They're side by side on the back stretch.
Yeah, and this is where we're going to see what Cedric's been able to do with his stuff. If he can pull this move off, Brian's going to fight back on the outside. It's probably not going to work. If he hasn't passed him by now, it will not, because exit is really good on up top.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. Looks like that high side, man, has just got the preferred way around this track. and it's just awesome. So right now, man, these 3 cars, man, are in a dogfight up front. We're at lap 58 of 133, looking for lap 88 here tonight. That's our segment number 2 here. First segment winners, Cedric Hunter out there running pretty good. Old Tina and company out there in the chat. I mean, I know. So let's give her an update on Bob Skinner. He's been able to pull it back up to 8th spot right now. Looking really, really good. Normally I try to flip through the field, but man, these guys are tucked together, and most of the field's kind of spread apart.
Yeah, we got these top, let's see, 4 guys right there. 5th place is 1.8 back, 6th place is 4.6 back, and 7th is 7 seconds back. So they're a little spread out here, but, you know, not short on action by any means here.
Absolutely not. Well, look who we got up here in the booth. As soon as we just say that, hang on a second, because, man, Cedric Hunter just hit the rear there a little bit, touched the back end of Brian Johnson, or he got into wall 1. Something happened there, and Brian Johnson hit the outside wall.
Yeah, Brian pushes up and gets into the wall in front of Cedric, like we saw earlier with Bob Skinner and Matthews, and Cedric didn't have anywhere to go.
Wow. Well, we've been saying it all race on. They're flirting with disaster here around this track all night up there in the high line. But like I was about to say here, John, I noticed we got up here in the booth with you, Robert Moyer. That's a surprise. How you doing, Robert?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're doing good. Normally, we don't talk to you. Is the race over with yet?
Yeah, for me it is.
Oh, well, my bad.
I ate too many hot dogs.
Why is the race over?
I got caught up in early action there at the beginning, and I had used my quick repair. Then I got caught up again, and then the motor popped.
Ah, well, I didn't even catch that, John. Did you catch that one? I didn't even see it, man.
Yeah,
My
I just
bad.
didn't want to bring any attention to it when I knew he was up here. So.
Oh, well, no, I didn't know he was out of the race. I didn't see him get caught up in that action there before.
Well,
Right
I didn't
now,
know if he was trying to get it fixed. I didn't know how much time. I knew he was going to have to use up some, required repair time.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure how much. But
well, what do you think of this race so far here, Robert?
So far, the battle is going to be between the 32 of Zach Hall and Cedric. Them two are running lap times. It's identical.
Yeah, they were there. Unfortunately, as we just saw Brian Johnson get to the wall, maybe he'll get that fast fix and get back up there and get up there, because all 3 of them machines were just hammering each other. As Cedric Hunter's looking really good. He's on the back deck lid there. Zach Hall, and he's
but you see the run
it.
he's getting right there. All right, what happened was the 32 was up too high, right there on you. As these tires wear, yes, the top line is a place to be, but what you've got to do is you've got to adjust your entry to be a little bit lower, because the car's going to slide more. The 32 is too close to the wall, had to stay way out of the throttle, and allows that 13 to get a run on him.
You know, if I was Cedric Hunter, I'd do the same thing I did to Brian Johnson earlier. You know, make him nervous on that rear end, because I think that's what he did. Brian just overdrove the car to the turn and got up high into the wall. And, well, as I say that, he dives on the inside.
Right, here's a very good place to try to use that slide job here, get on the inside, force that thing in there, because you're going to get a better run, but that 32 is staying with him right there. He's not got him, he's not going to get him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's getting a run going in. The problem is he's not getting halfway up there in front of those cars as they go side by side. And I agree with you. He's not getting that run. Is not able to slide up there and kind of clip the nose as we're used to seeing. And that high line is just going to prevail. He's definitely got a bad, fast machine. I'll give him that. The problem is, it's like what we're talking about. And the caution's out. Oh, Bob Skinner went off through the grass. I don't know if that's for him avoiding someone. Let's go back on a replay and let the viewers see out here. I know it's not what Team Seeley out there wants to see. And Nick Crawford out in the chat says, "Hi, Robert."
Well, it looks like the 28 went up and found the wall.
All right, maybe that's what Bob Skinner was trying to avoid there, because he went off down through the grass.
Bob luckily didn't catch any damage off of that, but what happened is same thing Brian Johnson had earlier, just got up in that wall, knocked him down into the 99 there, and damaged him there.
Modified.
Oh yeah, but
Well,
Bob Skinner was able to get around him. He went flying through the grass, gave a little cut right there.
All right, well let's let the viewers see the replay here. We get to see it in real time. They don't. That's your right. Hey. Oh, and the 99, man, wrong place, wrong time. Ouch. Well, now the 28's got a modified out there, as we were just saying. Wow.
And I believe he used a fast fix earlier, so his race may be done, or he's going to be there for quite some time.
Yeah, I just noticed that too. Unless he's towing, that's another possibility. But I didn't see him getting an incident earlier on, though.
On my screen, he had some damage, but here lately, iRacing has had a weird glitch with that, showing you damage and then somebody's car is fixed. So I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time.
Yeah, me either. Don't feel bad. Well, lap 68 of 133, folks. It's been a pretty darn good race. Been one of those analytical style races that we like going through here, so to speak. I mean, it's I think it's going to come down to tire management here. Guys who can be kind of patient. And Cedric Hunter, though, he wins that battle off pit road over Zach Hall. So that's not what they want to see. So let's see if old Zach Hall can get another start like he did last time and get it on outside of that number, was that the 13 machine up front?
Yeah, he's definitely, you've got to go here because, and Robert can maybe touch on a little bit as he just came from the, running on the track here. But in my experience here and running a little bit here this week, I think you've got about 4 good laps of wide open, all out. I'm going to drive over you, and then that's it. Then you've got to take care of your stuff. So you either make your passes very quickly or you don't. And if you don't, then you just got to sit back and ride.
Well, there's another gentleman we were talking about earlier on, the number 6 machine right there. Tom Drilling, rookie here, man, this season here at RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. He's going to be starting on the outside. So it's actually going to hinder, well, I say hinder, maybe wrong choice of words there, but might hinder Zach Hall in his restart because he was hoping maybe to be on that outside. But then again, it could help him. But that number 6 has had a bad, fast, low machine here all night long.
Yeah, all these guys have done really good. But Robert, touch on that a little bit about, how your car is on fresh tires, what it felt like for you and over the run. Like, how long did you really feel like you could run as hard as you could?
You could, the car felt really good for the first 6 laps. After that, you had to duck into behind somebody or something and just ride it out. It feels like you're running at Talladega, and you got to hope the car in front of you makes a mistake that you get that run coming off. Because there's a lot of grip out there, but the car falls off so fast that you just don't realize it until it happens.
I got to ask this, though. We were talking about it a minute ago. How scary is it, though, running that close to someone that high up near the wall at those speeds of 205, 202 mile an hour?
It's scary. It's very scary because if you miss your entry point going into the turn, you're in the wall, and there's nothing you can do. You're totally done. And 9 out of 10, if somebody's behind you, they're just going to run you over, and then it causes that chain reaction.
Yep, absolutely, and that's what we've seen all race long. And right now that the lights are off on the pace car, going to get set here, man, to send these monster machines, as I like to call them, flying. Kansas City Motor Speedway under the lights here tonight. RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. Awesome action. We're going to have lap 71 when they cross the line this time by of 133. Folks, we're looking for lap 88 out there. That's segment number 2. Who's going to lead it? Cedric Hunter going to be 2 for 2 for the night. Or maybe Zach Hall or Tom Drilling. Can they pull it off here? So we're going to see here shortly.
Well, the thing that they want to do is exactly what they did on that last one and keep that 13 pinched down to the bottom. So you're going to want to see that the 06 here is going to want to keep up with that 13, keep him pinched down. You can have a good drive off, obviously, with new tires, but the more you can keep him pinched down there, the more he's got to stay off throttle.
Absolutely. Well, pace car's coming out of turn number 4. It's going to dive off down on the pit road here. Take that hard left turn on pit road. Send these monster machines. Cedric Hunter's going to bang through the gears, put the pedal to the metal, send all 8 cylinders a roaring here as they head off into turn 1. And you're right. They're trying to pinch him down, and they do. Look at the 06 is right there. Cedric Hunter doesn't get the run, but boy, look at Christopher Matthews on the outside trying to get a pull into turn 1.
Yeah, and you see Cedric thought about going high, but then he realized that the 32 was going to come up there and may have a better run at him. Now 32 is going to pull up in front of the 06. And so now we're going to see if these guys have the grip that it's going to take on the inside to get around him, and they're going to have to do it in a hurry.
Absolutely. Well, Bob Skinner was able to use that fast fix or avoid disaster, and he is right there in fourth spot, looking very good. And that old rock star machine that I like to call coming out there, Christopher Matthews, looking good. Is there door to door in the back. Now they're nose to tail. They're single file up front, and the freight train, they're all back up top again. I call it rim riding around this whole entire track here at Kansas Motor Speedway. Huge speeds. That's amazing, the speeds that these guys are carrying.
He carries something you see right there. I mean, he's doing 189, 187 right in the center of the turn there. So they're carrying a whole lot as they go, and they continue to do so, even on worn out tires. So you really got to wheel these things around once they're worn out and stay in that high line, and you're constantly flirting with disaster running that high line.
Yeah, well, there you go. Look who's pulled up there in sixth spot. Tommy Haynes. Hadn't really talked about him much. Started 11th, currently 6th. He's looking very good. Maybe got that patience to bring that Toyota machine to the front. So he had a heck of, like I say, a race, man, or a week the other week and some other series, and looked very good doing it. Right behind him, Brandon Mullen. He's in 7th. John Jones, hey, he's back here at the Racing Freaks looking really good. James Hackworth Jr. in 9th. John LeBomber right there around out the top 10. So all these guys single file looking really good. And I think it's just a spread out field so far, and they're all trying to chase down the Hello Kitty machine.
Yeah, they are. But and to touch on Tommy Haynes' situation, he was 2 laps down at one point.
Wow.
He got caught up in some incidents there. Not of his doing, if I'm not mistaken, watching the replays there, but 2 laps down, being able to work his way back up here, back on the lead lap, running in 6th right now behind Christopher Matthews.
Absolutely. Well, the thing about it is here, we saw how fast Cedric Hunter was, and even though Zach Hall got around him like he did, it was just a matter of time, I think, before Cedric Hunter found a way back around him. I think this is not what they want to see, is to give Cedric Hunter the lane and get him out front like this, because trying to run him down might not be the thing that they want to do here. Maybe catching him like they did that last time around is what they're hoping to do.
You can catch a guy here.
Yeah, I got a report from Pit Road guys that 32 Zach Hall was actually backing off, saving his tires for about 15 laps into the run.
There we go. Good deal. That is awesome. And that's what we need. That's what you was talking about earlier, John. These guys have got to do that.
Yeah, and it's very hard to do that and make yourself do it, because if you're backing down, you see a guy, getting away from you, or if guys want to pass you, but you've got to make yourself do it and understand that eventually you're going to catch back up with them. And the other trick is, the reason he's doing it for so many laps, you have to have enough tire left to be able to pull off some moves on the inside, because it's up to you to make that pass. They don't have to give it to you. Some guys will, but as we get later on in these runs here and closer to the end, they're not going to give up that high line. So how else can you pass it? You got to run where they're not.
Well, the last couple laps there, I was watching lap time. Zach Hall was actually running down Cedric Hunter, but then it's all of a sudden like a turn of a flip of a switch or so forth. Cedric Hunter, man, turns it back up. So he might either be trying to save a little tires or something, don't know, or they're playing a cat and mouse game up front, and one of them has a cat car and the other one's got a painted type car. So, hey, you know how that goes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
chase that kitty.
Yeah, well, that's what they're doing. They're Hello Kitty machine. And Tila Seeley out there has already said she thinks the Hello Kitty machine looks cute. So John said it don't look cute. What do you think, Robert?
I don't know what to say.
That's it, man. You don't know.
Okay.
just agree with me and save yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Oh Lord. Yeah. Well, right now
God
though.
bless the viewers.
Absolutely, man. They're loving every minute of it. Right now, though, whatever he's got on that car, up under the hood of it is what, man, matters right now, because he is bad fast and got a lot of speed and got a heck of a setup and knows how to wheel it around here at Kansas. He is using that high line to perfection, and as he is hitting his marks lap after lap, and he's showing it with his lap times, staying out front here in front of the man who, if I'm not mistaken, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, Robert, is one of the defending champs here, Zach Hall.
That'd be correct. Yes.
That's what I was thinking. So if you can get out there and race toe-to-toe with a defending champ, you know you're doing something, man, lap after lap. And right now, he's keeping him in his rearview mirror, which is where you want to keep him and keep him pretty far back.
And Zach Hall, man, he's got a fast car, but he's flirting with that wall. You watched him come out of 3 and 4 there. He was, he's trying to really run that rim rider, like you said.
Yeah, and you see him as the run goes along there. You're going to continue to do that. The problem with that is you start wearing your tires so bad. What you don't think about is you've got to have an entry a little bit more shallow, about right where the white line is. You'll see these white lines here, and put your left sides on those. Give yourself a little bit more room because the car is going to slide even more, especially if you're trying to push it and give it more throttle, throughout the corner than you normally would. You've got to have that room to slide the car a little bit.
Well, you talk about sliding right there. The number 19 of Tommy Hayes unfortunately slid and popped that wall, got a little bit too close to it. So he's got an eel handling car and that art of run. Right now he is hoping, man, he can find the art of trying to get around this track a little bit better without having to hit the wall, because Brandon Mullen almost came around him when he did, but behind him, look who's coming back up through the field. He did have a fast fix, by the way, Brian Johnson. I got a feeling he had to tow that car when he missed pit lane, and that's why it was taking so long to get there.
I'll tell you what, who's got some fast cars right here. Tom Drilling again, and Bob Skinner, who's right behind him in fourth spot. They're turning better lap times than the guys in front. Well, better than the 32. Cedric will be off on one lap, on again the next lap.
Yeah, they are. They're just like they're Dyson, man. Flipping 2 lap times. I'm going back here through the field a little bit, watching John Jones, Randy Fosse. I hope I say that right. Is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe you're right. I believe it.
Fayash?
Yeah, Fayash.
Okay.
All right, well, he's got the Flintstone machine out there. Right now he's got the 99, who is a couple laps down behind him. Got involved in that wreck. Unfortunately, wrong place, wrong time. Probably on newer tires right there. Looking good. He's running in 9th spot. He's got James Hackworth's right there behind him. John LaBomber right there in 11th. He's got a fan club out there in the chat. I've been watching Derek Palsy. He's running around the Heinz hot dog machine out here. I love that one. And Brian Johnson, unfortunately, I think, like I say, Tommy Jones in front of him, not having a fun time in that car out there.
There's a Tom Jones in the field?
My bad. Tommy Hayes. Sorry. I'm sorry.
He's a singer.
I was it just came off of John Jones. My bad.
There we go.
My bad.
I thought you were going to break out and it's not unusual.
Well, yeah. I get excited every once in a while. You know how it is. Oh, and the 6 is in the wall. Out mowing the grass a little bit. Can he hang on to it? Well, if he spins and stops, probably going to bring a caution.
Bringing out a caution.
Yeah, I thought for a minute he was going to hang on to it, but the problem is once you go in that grass, it's just really hard to hang on to it no matter what you do. Simple case right there, Robert and John, was car got tight, went up to the wall,
Absolutely.
Popped it.
Yep. You could see him going through the center of the corner there. Really what happened was his exit was very shallow coming off. It doesn't look like it because he was running the high side, but he's got a ton of wheel in that thing, and he's trying to get back in the throttle. He needed to be just about a half a car length or so back up.
Absolutely. Well, we're here lap 88, and as we thought, Cedric Hunter, he did hold off, so he's 2 for 2 on segments tonight. Now he's got to bring the number 1 one home. Lap 133, that's the one, that's the main one right there. He really wants to win, because that's for all the marbles to win in the trophy here tonight at Kansas Motor Speedway under the lights here. But he's got Zach Hall back there, and definitely probably going to be, as I always like to say, business will pick up as the laps get closer to 133.
I know, talking with Zach Hall this year, he was second guessing himself about running the Gen 6 this year. He wanted to run it, but win-wise, he was very skeptical that he couldn't win a race. And I got a funny feeling tonight. I think he's going to get his first victory here in the Gen 6 with at Racing Freaks.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go in down there and let's talk with Zach Hall and see what he has to say about it. Zach Hall's Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Chip 40, yeah, I do, Joe.
Well, Zach, you're looking good in that Exalta number 32 machine tonight, though. But do you have enough to run down the Hello Kitty machine of Cedric Hunter here to pull a victory off here at Kansas Motor Speedway tonight?
Well, I'll go ahead and tell you that I ain't gonna pass him. It's gonna have to be one of these restarts. I'm about to get ahead of him and just hopefully hold my line against the wall and just hope he can't get by, because he's strong tonight, and I ain't got nothing for him except in the long runs. I'm just eating my right front up, just way too tight for me a little bit too much, and he's good. He's been a fast Hello Kitty car, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you, also next question I'm going to ask is how's the car feel? And I know you just mentioned that you're tearing up that right front and whatnot, being tight and whatnot. Is that the reason why these cars are flirting with disaster on that wall, getting really high? I mean, how's the car feel so far here at lap 90?
Yeah, it's literally a one groove racetrack right now. If you're up there, you're lucky, because there's just not, the setup is just way too tight for the bottom. You can't make it happen, and it's just literally a one groove racetrack. You cannot turn off the wall. It's just really hard to pass. It's one of the track position races for sure, and making sure you get out in front of somebody. So it's going to be interesting, though. Hopefully we can get a good little finish here.
All right, well, good luck out there in that number 32 machine. Gentlemen, I'll tell you what, been a heck of a race here so far, and like what Zach and them was saying, very tough conditions here at Kansas City Motor Speedway, but that's why we call y'all the Racing Freaks here at RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. Gentlemen, I'll see you at 133. Good luck. Well, guys, there you go. Zach kind of feels like what we're seeing all race long. Those cars are very tight, running a high line, one groove track. You mentioned it, John, earlier. Very hard to pass going down low, and it's probably going to take somebody just, well, going all out, going low, or like what he said, getting a darn good restart.
Yeah, the restarts here are just unbelievably important. I mean, we say that a lot, and they're important anywhere, but when you know that the track is going to turn into a one groove like what he was talking about, the best thing you can do here is just try to jump all over him on these restarts and, you know, trap him. But unfortunately, you know, he hadn't really been able to do that, because on fresh tires, he can fight back on that inside when he's down there.
Absolutely. Well, here you go. We got Brandon Mullen out front. Now, this might be an opportunity for him if Brandon Mullen is not going to get a wave around or whatnot. It starts like it is what I'm seeing been out front, because that's going to put Cedric Hunter on the outside and going to put Zach Hall on the inside. So he's going to be able to get a jump on with the leader that Cedric Hunter normally probably wouldn't see, as you know, and I know, and even Robert knows. When you're on that outside, really hard to see the leader and judge when he takes off, as opposed to the second, third place machine can see when he moves, and you can put the hammer down. So might be the advantage that he needs right here. We'll just have to see.
Now, the problem is he's going to need some room for that from the 92 car if he wants to try to go high. This 20 is probably going to be pretty much a roadblock for Zach.
Teamwork. They're teammates.
Who are teammates?
First and second are teammates. Third and fourth are teammates.
Well,
there you go.
Well, we could say that, and that's all good. But if I was in the 20 machine, I'd tell you my teammate, guess what? I'm gone. But it is going to help on the restart to get counted down. As pace car's coming out of turn 4, here we go. He's going to solve all our problems right here in just a second. As that pace car is going to take a hard left turn on pit road. Send these monster machines. Going to see what old Brandon Mullen does out there in that awesome number 20 machine as they slow roll to here for the green flag. The green flag's in the air. We're going to lap 93. As you just saw it, yeah, they took off side by side going into the turn, but they're side by side behind him as they storm off into turn 1. Who's going to have the advantage, the top side or high side? Or top side or inside, excuse me.
Well, right now it's definitely going to be that top side, because the 20 down there doing a great job kind of going to block here. So Zach's going to have to go to the top, because the only way he's going to get around on the inside is to move that 20.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the 20, he's going to have to fall in the line. As I'll tell you what, Cedric Hunter fires. Here comes Christopher Matthew on the inside. He's going to try to dive it down on the back stretch. He's going to try to take that second spot away. Look on the outside, 3 wide almost coming down through for turn number 1.
Very close racing right there between Hall and that 20 of Brandon Mullen.
Yes, it is right there. Brandon Mullen had a back out of that affair right there. Could have been very disastrous. Tommy Haynes trying to bring it. He's 3 wide back there, coming in a turn number 3.
Was that 24 goes up in the wall right there, so it's between the 19 and the 06 right here to sort this out.
Yeah, it is, and they are still side by side to come down here for lap number 95. Like I said, when you get the closing laps here, these races, business is going to pick up. Somebody's going to have to try that inside lane to make it happen. Or, like we said earlier, yeah, we could sit behind, ride behind somebody and wait till they make a mistake. Or they're going to maybe try to do the bump and run here. I don't know about a 200-some mile an hour, but again, that come into play. Look at Christopher Matthews, though. He has flipped a switch in that Air Force machine and got a fuel jet rocket going on out there. He might try to run down that Hello Kitty machine out front.
Yeah, well, now's the time to do it. This is go time, as you have to imagine. You're going to be on a green flag run from here on out. You've got fresh tires here. You got to make the most of them, so you really got to run as hard as you can.
Absolutely, right there. He's got Zach on his back deck. Wait a minute. He backs out, lets him go. Don't know if that he just thought, well, hey, look, Zach Hall's a lot faster. Let him go. No need to try to hold him up here. Or
that looked very orchestrated to me.
Yeah, that's what I said. Team orders or something there. Because that was, you're right, very well put. So right now, Zach Hall, and he's in the wall. And Christopher Matthews just barely scraping the wall, making little sparks coming out there. But I'm going to tell you what, Zach Hall's trying to set his sights on at number 13. And this is what we talked about earlier here, John. If they let that 13 keep getting out there up front and going like he's going, it's going to be a long night for everyone else here on this field because they're just not going to be able to do anything with that man up front.
Yeah, but the other thing that they are forcing the 13 to do is run super fast times and really using stuff up. Zach is not running as fast at times. He's got saving a little bit in the bank here, but he's making up some time as well. So I think he knows he's got the car to run him down. The question is, what's he going to do when he gets there?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing we saw earlier. He was able to run him down. He was able to get right there near him. The problem is what Zach even told us. He can probably get near him, but passing him is going to be another thing. As he is saying, it's a one-groove track, but you're going to have to if you want to get around a guy. One, you're going to have to flirt with trying to move him out of the way and let him make him make a mistake. Excuse me. Or you're going to dive that thing on the inside and hope it sticks, like the number 6 car is behind Bob Skinner.
Yeah, I thought it was OSR Remix Hour right there for a second.
My bad. I'm sorry. I got a little tongue-tied. My bad.
What was happening?
Yeah.
Oh, and the 78 of John Jones is up in the wall right in front of Bob Skinner and the 06 and Tommy Haynes. All these guys running nose to tail right here.
Yeah, they are. And they were able to get by him, man, free right there. So, and the 06 goes up the wall. Ooh.
And you're just trying to carry so much speed. It is the fastest way around, and it's the best way, but man, it takes nothing to get up there and touch the wall.
Yeah, well, it's good to see old Bob Skinner running good. Like I say, at the beginning of the season, he was having a rough time in that car out there, and the last couple of weeks, got his first win here at Racing Freaks last week, Talladega. That was an awesome feeling for that young man. Definitely, we know Tina Seeley out there in the chat. She's loving it. That's the PR person for the 82. And you know me, I love, man, those silhouettes that he has on the hood. I call him the rock star, Bob Skinner here, because his last name reminds me of that rock star that you have to always remind me of.
Bob Seger.
There you go.
It's really a mixture of Seger and Leonard Skinner, but still.
Absolutely. Well, that's a heck of a mix. But right now, I'll tell you what, Tom drilling behind them. He is stacked side by side with Brandon Mullen, and look at old Tommy Haynes. Had a little bit of a disaster earlier on. He was having an eel-handling car, flirting with the wall. Right now, he's right there with those cats trying to pull it off and look very good doing it.
They're doing a great job. You saw the 06 there really not give a whole lot of room to that 20, trying to make him stay high and hoping he would make a mistake. And that gave a 19 an opportunity to pounce right here. But he's got to hold that. See, you can't hold it on the bottom. You just can't. The run is always up top.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I got a feeling if somebody does flirt with disaster and goes down low, you're probably going to see some door-to-door banging here for the end of this race. We're at lap 103 of 133. Folks, that's going to put us at 30 laps to go. Pretty good math. What do you think?
You're getting better at it.
Hey, I'm trying, man.
Got to give credit where credit's due. I'm going to tell you, we got to give credit to Cedric Hunter because right now he's turned the wick up. Ran a 5:05 to Zach Hall's 5:75. and Matthews 535. So definitely the fastest car up front right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we're kind of just showcasing some of this back here, because awesome battle going on for 5th, 6th, and 7th spot. Because I just noticed, and Cedric Hunter, he's got a stranglehold over the lead up there, a 1.2, 1.3. As Zach Hall, I think, just hit the wall. Because Christopher Matthews just went around him very quickly. Did he get in the wall? I didn't see it, but what I was saying was, Cedric Hunter's got a heck of a stranglehold over the field. And right now, Christopher Matthews running second.
Oh,
Zach Hall
he didn't.
third.
He didn't get into the wall, but he had to lay way out of the throttle to stay out of it to get that thing to turn.
Well, I was watching the times. I was watching everybody back here battle. I'm going to go back to this battle because Tommy Haynes is in the grass. Oh, don't want to see that. Man, you would think, those guys were running hard up there amongst them. Like I say, between the, you got Brandon Mullen, John LeBomber, who's been able to pull
and Mullen did the same thing that the 06 did. He didn't give Haynes a lot of room there on the inside, and he doesn't have to.
Nope.
Haynes put the car there, so you got to make it stick, and it wasn't going to. The car's going to slide, like I was talking about. Didn't have the entry that he needed.
Well, right there, look at the 99, and it looks like Brandon Mullen has slid up into the wall because his right front's crunkled. And look at old John LeBombard. He is coming up there through there with the taco machine and rolling at number 95. What do you think of this action so far, Robert?
Action looks really, really good. I'm just sitting there calculating some stuff up. I don't think they can make it to the end of the race without having another pit stop.
Absolutely. I'll probably agree with you there because our last pit stop was around lap 90 and 80 some, I believe. So you're talking about stretching these guys. Well, actually, I have a little tattletale needle over here that I will say that Zach Hall, an awesome thing that he does. Fuel load is 29 to 31 laps, so you are 100% correct on that. There's no way these guys are going to be able to make it the whole entire distance because when they pitted last, it was in the 90s. Now they'd put them way almost in a 40-lap bracket.
Yeah, I just wonder if we're going to see some people play some strategy here and do some early pit stops to try to gain some ground.
Well, Tommy Haynes right now would love a strategy. That wall to quit bouncing out there and hitting him. As every time we turn around, he is scraping that thing. Yeah, every time we turn around, the poor guy, he's just got an ill handling car. We talked about it all night long. Me and John has here about the flirting with disaster. The speeds are so high, and it does not take that much for a car to get there. But, I'm noticing something old Brian Johnson's trying. He's still 3 laps down. He'd love to get back on the lead lap. Oh, and John LeBombard gets really high there. So, what you seeing out there, John?
Yeah, same thing. Zach is getting a lot of these cars are just starting to drift way high. Got to start that entry off a little bit lower right here. But I tell you what, if I was Zach Hall, the interval, or what I call the delta, between him and the leader is not that significant. It's about 2.5 seconds. Him and Bob Skinner both, if I were them, I would pit within the next 3 laps.
Okay. All right. That'd be a good strategy right there because it'd give you enough tire management and whatnot, and obviously enough fuel to go the distance. Because as of right now, folks out there, and want to appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight, RacinFreeks Sim Racing League here, live Kansas Motor Speedway, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. Hey, in the Pocono, Pennsylvania area, you want to feel what it's like to drive one of these things around the track, jump in them. And as I always say, and until they invent a convertible stock car, you can forget about me experiencing that thing. So awesome if you're in that area. But I think the only thing that mess up this game plan here, John, is a caution.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something that none of these guys want to see, especially the guys in second and third place here. Fourth place, Chris Matthews, Zach Hall, Bob Skinner, and even John Jones. These guys, if they were to pit now, what that's going to do is give them some time to make up some ground on this leader. We would probably see the leader come in within a lap or two of them pitting so they don't make up so much ground. But they've pretty much shown that they can't get by him. So the best way to beat him is to have a different strategy. Don't wait until the leader goes in because you can't get around him.
Absolutely. Well, I agree with you on that one. As we say that, guess who just came in? Yep. Now what do you do?
Well, you've got to pit. If the leader's pitting, you've got to pit.
Well, the problem is Zach Hall, did he pit?
Yes, he did.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now,
Bob Skinner is pitting as well.
Yeah, I just got a feeling you're going to have to get up there and probably either make Cedric Hunter nervous, ruffle his feathers, or do something. You're going to have to get closer than obviously a second or two away to even get him out of that lead. But
and they're all taking 4 tires. I was looking to see if somebody was going to gamble here and maybe take 2 just for track position. But everybody took 4 tires.
Yeah, well, we're still sitting at about, what, 17, 18 laps here. That would have been a heck of a gamble as long as they'd been on those other set of tires. And as which I don't know, it might have loosened up the car a little bit. Some guys might like loose cars, might have favored them.
And it just depends on how bad you're wearing it out here and how you drive it. The left sides here actually do wear pretty significantly over a long run.
Yeah. Well, as of right now, what we're looking at, obviously John Jones is out front. That he's yet to come in and make his pit stops. Got a feeling Cedric Hunter is going to cycle back around here. They definitely do not want to see a caution at this point. I mean, that would just be disastrous to the game plan. Obviously, John Jones probably would love to see one because it would put Cedric Hunter and all them a lap down or on the tail end of the lead lap. They'd have to come back to the field.
Yeah, it would put them on the end of the lead lap. But what would happen is all these guys up here up front would probably still have to pit. So they would just wind up handing all these guys that are a lap down, giving them all the wave around.
Right. Well, right now, Cedric Hunter, excuse me, is the Zach Hunter. Well, Zach Hall sitting in second, and he's got quite a bit of a distance to make up to old Cedric Hunter there.
Yeah, he does. And Cedric's right here behind John Jones, who is the leader. He's going to get by him right now. So
yep.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry, took care of that.
Yeah, I don't know at this point why John Jones would want to even just stay out at this point this long. Maybe get bonus points or something like that. But maybe hope for that caution like we were saying. Cedric Hunter obviously is he's storming around this track.
If it stays, 78. John's coming in now.
Okay, cool. If it stays green here, and no mistakes obviously from Cedric, I just right now he's the class of the field. Hate to say that. Definitely hate to even fantasize or give anybody the assumption of that right there, because I don't want to take anything away from any other driver out here. But right now, this guy, man, is just laying down some times and is he's hitting his marks lap after lap.
Yeah, and that says a lot because these cars here on this track, it's really hard to hit your marks here, especially when you got to run that top line and the wall's right there. You got to do everything perfect every single lap. There's no room for error when you're up that close to the wall. Because if you hit the wall incorrectly, not that there's a correct way to hit it, but the best thing you can do is hit it flat and flush on the right side. If you get loose and hit it with the rear end, you can cause a ton of damage. So you really got to hit your marks like what you were saying and do it right every single lap. And Cedric has shown us that he's been able to do it.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, we picked about him. We kid on him about that paint job. Hello Kitty. Got that big kitty head on the front of it. I'll tell you what, that thing has been like a good luck rabbit's foot out here for him. So maybe he's got a lucky kitty foot, man, in the passenger seat running around here at Kansas Motor Speedway. Because like we just said, he has been able to do everything he's wanted to do in that car and more and stay out front. Zach Hall has tried to do everything he could do. The man just cannot do enough to run down that number 13. And the man sitting in third, Christopher Matthews, very good. Bob Skinner, I tell you what, he's got old Tina Seeley out there in the chat, grinning ear to ear. She's loving every minute of seeing the old rock star sitting there in fourth spot so far.
Yeah, I know since Cedric put this Hello Kitty on, man, he's been fast week in and week out. So I think I might steal the paint scheme.
Well, I don't see 2 Hello Kitties out there. John, what do you think about that?
Whatever it takes to put you in the winner's circle, I guess.
That's what I'm talking about. I need to win. These guys are tough. This league is tough, and I mean, I'm the owner. I don't have a chance, and we have a caution.
Uh-oh, I just saw a car, spinning. Don't know who it was.
The 95.
John Lambamba. Ooh, Taco Machine. Hopefully he wasn't out there eating a burrito or nothing.
This puts a whole twist into it.
Yes, it does. Well, let's watch the replay here for the viewers. They can get an idea of what's going on.
Wasn't eating a burrito. He ate something else.
Yeah. Ooh, ate the
that
wall. Oh, and then a hard lick on the inside. And, wow. Now he looks like a modified. Hate to see that on his end. Man, was running really good. I know he had a couple guys out in the chat out there. Definitely rooting for him. So you're right. This puts a new twist. Now my next question is, do you come down pit lane and put more tires on?
Yes.
What do you think, John?
No.
No? All right.
No.
If I'm Cedric, I would stay out. But
And he's pitting.
He's pitting.
Tires are key here. Very, very key.
He brings the field with him. They know
I
how
just
fast he's
wonder
been.
if he would have stayed out, okay, the other guys may have pitted because they have nothing to lose.
Absolutely.
But you only have a couple of laps to really make it work for you. And if as long as he stays on that top line, I still think it would have been tough for them to get around him. But either way, it doesn't hurt him. Everybody pitted, so but now he's going to have to run hard because that 32, Zach Hall's going to be right on him. Christopher Matthews, Bob Skinner's up there. These guys are going to turn the wick up and they're going to drive as hard as they can.
Well, they're putting 4 tires and fuel in these things, and actually look at that. Somebody might have just did 2-tire gamble right there. The 78 machine of John Jones. He's going to try to gamble here. So it's going to set the stage here for a thriller, folks, because by the time we go back green flag racing, we're probably only going to have probably about 8 to, I'm going to say about 6 laps here left in this one. And obviously, there's 2 marks we need to look at. Obviously, lap 133, as always, that ends it. But if we go back and there's about 6 laps to go, we know cautions breed cautions, folks. So if it goes about another 2 laps after that, 2 to 3, and a caution flies, it's over with at that point. So 2 marks we need to look, probably at lap 128, 129, around that area, and then obviously lap 133. But this is going to set up for a good one here, guys. John Jones, he took, I believe, 2 tires on that affair. He's going to be out on the inside there. This might be what Zach Hall wants. Maybe not. Christopher Matthews has been very good on restarts. So is Bob Skinner. So we can't take anything out of those top 5 cars. If John Jones gets a good jump on Cedric Hunter, gets up front, he could hold him up just enough. Maybe Zach Hall can get that run on the outside.
Well, you got to remember, too, John Jones just pitted a couple laps ago.
Right.
And took exactly what he needed. So his left sides are not used up.
Okay. Well, there we go. That's a good observation on that one. So, I mean, he's going to need the start of his life. To me, let me ask you a real quick question, Robert. Do they have to go when it's green, or can they go when the pace car goes in?
We go on green.
Okay. Well, everybody knows that, so it's going to be an anticipation thing. So I hope he's an awesome drag racer and definitely knows how to run that thing like that and kind of anticipate that green flag. Don't spin the tires and takes off. Zach Hall is definitely going to be watching here. It's going to be a thriller here, folks. Who's your favorite out there, guys?
I mean, Cedric's been the class of the field, but what the restart is what is going to matter for that 32. If he can get up there side by side with that 13 on the inside on the first lap here on new tires, then he has a good shot of being up front.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Robert?
I got to go with Zach Hall. I think Zach Hall's going to pressure him and make him do rear view mirror driving.
Okay, good deal. Well, you're right there. Well, I like Fords. It's definitely the class of the Ford field. And unusual. John Jones is going to take the top side here. Is that a good move there, John, or what?
It's a great move if you're Cedric.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you want to see, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. I know what he's thinking. The high side's been the premier side, but on restarts, that inside lane, not so much. Or high side, not so much.
Well, the thing it does really is it puts the 13 in front of the 32, where the 13 would have been on the high side of the 32, allowing him to have a run on the inside.
All right,
so basically, the 32 is going to be trapped behind the 13 and whoever's on the outside, not allowing him to have that run.
Gotcha. Well, here we go. Stage is set here, folks, for a thriller. We're going to have actually 5 laps to go when they cross the line. Pace car's coming out of turn 4. Gonna take that hard left turn on pit road, send these monster machines a roaring. All 8 cylinders are firing. John Jones, a very slow pace, green flag in the air here. Cedric Hunter might have got a start edge just a little bit early. I don't know. Kind of looked like he was ahead of that leader, but hey, he anticipated and they're off into turn 1. Man, look at Zach. We knew it. Zach Hall's on the back deck lid.
Yep.
It's go time.
Got to force the issue here. Oh, and there's a wreck behind him. 06 is in the wall.
Yep,
Caution is out.
caution. Yeah, that's not going to end it, folks. I don't think it's going to end it.
No, it should not.
Well, let's go back. But I tell you what, Zach Hall did what he had to do. And that's a big one back there. Let's go back here first, watch this replay for all the viewers out there. And then we'll touch on what Zach Hall was doing on that restart, because he was doing what he had to do there. So let's see what transpired. They were almost 3 wide going into the turn. They were 3 wide. Tom Drilling, Brandon Mullen and the company back there were 3 wide. Yeah, the 23 got there hard in the wall. The 6, Tom was there. Oh, Brandon. Then he got up into Tommy, and then it was just all she wrote from that point. And somebody ran over my hot dog machine. Doggone it.
Yeah, the 20 there just really was riding that line, had a great run on the inside, but the 23 car was there, just pulled up into him right there, hit him in that left rear corner of the bumper, got him sideways, and started that melee off from there.
All right, well, here we go again, and there's no way.
Whoa, no pit. Oh.
Well,
What was that?
Yeah, they were trying to fake out, but did he, yeah, he got back up there before he had to commit. Well, I'll tell you what, that's close for Cedric Hunter. Almost didn't make it. Wow, that's what you call a chuck and jive move.
I'm listening to Race Counter here and found out what happened to the 78 on that last restart. He had old tires on his left side, and it just didn't hook up for him.
Yeah, you know, we're saying there, awful close. I mean, from the restart, that angle we saw, I mean, Cedric Hunter was slightly in front of him, man, on the restart. So he anticipated that start awesomely. And like you said, you know, new tires versus old tires, even though he had some tires prior and went in and got 2. But here we go, folks. It's probably going to be a green-white checkered here by the time we get done back to green flag. So Zach Hall, let's touch on what we saw there on that restart. He came into turn 3. Boy, he drove that thing in there for all it was worth and got right there to the deck, rear deck lid of Cedric Hunter. And I think, John, that is the only way that he is probably going to have to is try to upset Cedric Hunter going into a turn, or get a drive on the outside going into a turn and keep it throughout the turn.
Well, what he's going to have to do, the restart here, he's going to have a restart of his life and just time it perfectly with the 13 and not let him get that jump down on the inside. Because we saw Cedric earlier in the lead, down on the inside, got a great jump, immediately moved to the high side.
Yep.
So Zach has got to start out right with him, keep him trapped on that bottom, or the only way he's going to get by him really is to use that bumper.
Absolutely. Well, and here's the thing, too, as we talk about when he's right there with him, if Cedric Hunter has to be aware that Zach Hall could be right there at the rear quarter panel, because if he makes the wrong move, comes up too soon, guess what? He clip that nose at that number 32 and send his own self into the wall. So, folks, if you hadn't enjoyed the thriller so far, hang on to your hats. It ain't over with yet here at Kansas Motor Speedway. RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing. And boy, these guys, man, are out here racing like a bunch of racing freaks tonight, because, man, it's about to be a duel. We got a cat versus a paint machine up front, and the rock stars behind it, boy, chomping at the bit. Got a girlfriend out there jumping up and down, loving every minute of it. I'm up here in the booth, man, with 2 cats, man, Robert A. Moyer and John T. Wemmes. We're about to see a thriller of a finish here at Kansas.
And you got to give, tip a hat to Bob Skinner, man. He had a little rough going at the start of this race, got everything back together, been running up front. Christopher Matthews, same deal there with him. So they've been doing a great job, and Bob's not in a bad position here to be behind that leader and know when he gets that jump.
Absolutely. That's, don't count him out. Don't count out Christopher Matthews. I mean, hey, it's anybody's ball game between probably, I'm going to say the top 4. Don't want to count out John Jones. Like I said, just probably doesn't have the tires on him to keep up. But it's going to probably be anybody's ball game here up front. You said it. Now, we just noticed something that Cedric Hunter hasn't done all race. He went to the high side. I think he knows what you know, John. Going into turn 1, he has to stay high and that's what he's anticipating Zach Hall to try to dive that thing down. So now Zach Hall has to play it different. He's probably going to have to drive that car hard into turn number 1 alongside of him.
Right, he's definitely going to have to get a good drive on the inside here. That still would be possible with the laps that they've had on these tires. Zach ran them very hard for a couple laps there, so he might have it in there, but at the same time, he can drive it down on that inside and run that 13 up the track. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
That's not dirty. That's racing.
That's racing. You're right. Once they get door to door, it's anybody's affair, especially coming down here, folks. We get done. It's going to be lap 132 or 133. Next time around, be the white flag, then the checker. Pace cars coming out of turn 4. Boy, I'll tell you what, you can feel the excitement building here under the lights at Kansas Motor Speedway, because it's about to get business picking up front. Cedric Hunter is going to take these cars very slow to the green flag. Flies a green flag in the air, and I'll tell you what, Zach Hall did get a run. And look at that, he tried to chop the nose off on him. Wow, he did chop it as they head off into turn 1. Is he going to be able to get to the high side of him?
He's still on the high side. Bob Skinner fighting back on the inside. The 32 cuts down to the inside there, bringing Bob Skinner with him, trying to go through that 13 right there. He's going to have to make this thing stick on the bottom, or the 13's going to get around him.
Yeah, it is right now. Door to door in the front, door to door in the middle. Boy, I tell you what, Zach Hall just cannot hold that thing down. He drove it in there. Christopher Matthews coming to the line, the white flag. This time out, they're 4 wide coming to turn number 1.
Unbelievable racing right there, but just slipped up, figured that might happen there. Here comes the 32 back on the inside. The 92 pushes high. Brian Johnson fights back on the outside.
You got to believe it. Wow, where in the world did he come from? Here in second place, Brian Johnson, man, pulls that machine to the outside, fires it as they head off into turn number 3. They're side by side, 2 deep wide here. Brian Johnson up high, 32 down low. They're going to come to the line 3 wide, folks. The winner tonight is going to be Zach Hall. Boom, across the line. What a finish, man, for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot. But Zach Hall's going to pull it off by a fender. Wow, you want to talk about exciting racing? Those guys just made it electrifying up front.
That's an unbelievable finish right there. Great job by these guys. Great racing. Could have turned into a wreck fest right there. These guys showed a ton of patience.
Yes, they did. Boy, I tell you what, Zach Hall did everything he could do, other than probably throwing the kitchen sink, man, at that Hello Kitty machine to try to get him off pace. What a finish, though. I'll tell you what, here's the thing. Brian Johnson, do not know where that cat came from. Drove that car on the outside of all of them. Was in second spot and drove it a little bit high coming out of the last turn. And, boy, they came across the line just nose to tail and side by side, fender to fender. Awesome. But tonight's winner, Zach Hall. Christopher Matthews, I'm showing in second. And tonight's winner, Cedric Hunter. And Christopher Matthews in second. And Zach Hall, I'm showing him in third. Is that what you're showing there, John?
No, it's Cedric, Brian, and Chris.
Okay, well then I've got one that's off and one that ain't. Okay. Then I guess we're going to go with the ticker.
Yeah, and I went back and watched the replay to
Good deal.
verify.
All right. Yeah, here lately the event thing over here is telling me off. So, all right. Well, let's bring up. We got Brian Johnson, the man who pulled it off in a second. That's what I said. I can't wait to hear out of that interview with him. Where in the world he was, folks? Just a little recap. Brian Johnson was caught up in an incident early on, and was like 3 laps down. Came back from 3 laps down, and then just came on the outside of that last lap and came through the field like a madman. And on the outside, when it was 3-4 wide, just blew by those cars and made it stick. Awesome finish on his end. But John, we're going to bring up the man that's in third place tonight. That would be Christopher Matthews. Awesome job on his end in that Air Force machine, as it was a thriller here at the end.
Oh, see.
Christopher Matthews is John Wemmish and Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
10-4, got a copy.
Well, bud, you were doing great. Gave you a call earlier on there, running up front all night long. Tell us a little bit about the race here, how the car handled throughout the race, and that ending right there, man, that was something special. You guys were 3 and 4 wide there.
Yeah, that was all 3 teammates that were still left in the race, so it was pretty crazy. Definitely didn't want to wreck my buddies. The car felt good. The track's tight, but that's pretty much my specialty. It was definitely Cedric's specialty. He just dominated the whole race. But I was just happy to finish in the top 3.
Yeah, we had a great run, man. Interesting race. A lot of excitement out there. I like this track because of the different lanes it gives you, but how hard is it to drive this car on the inside when the tires are worn out?
When it's worn out, you can actually start backing it down a little bit earlier before you get into the corner and try to get a run on somebody, or you can, diamond it really late, and that's how you can kind of chase people down. That's what I used early on in the race, and it started to work until I caught up until I got into a wreck.
Again, man, congratulations on third there. You got anybody you want to thank tonight?
Definitely like to thank my team owner, Robert Moyer. Unfortunately, he got taken out tonight. I got to thank the rest of my teammates. Got to thank Joe. 500 subscribers. That's a big accomplishment, and the fans that stayed and watched.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it. I know Joe does, and sure he'll have something to say about that here at the end, because honestly, I know exactly what Joe would say. That's not possible without you guys and all the leagues that he covers and the great racing you guys put on. And that's why I brought my buddy Tommy Haynes over here tonight. I told him to get in here and race with these guys because it's a lot of fun and they know what they're doing, and you guys proved it tonight. So again, good run for you, man. Good points tonight. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
10-4, thank you so much.
All right, John. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you run down. Get a talk with our second place driver tonight, Brian Johnson. I'll tell you what, he drove the wheels off. He's probably having a whole gallon worth of Mountain Dew after this one, because it was an exciting one there. I mean, blew the doors off of those guys on the outside. So let's bring him up. Second place runner-up tonight, Brian Johnson.
Hey, Brian Johnson. It's John Wimbish and Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, John.
Well, Brian, you had a new paint scheme on that car, bud, but nothing new about the way you race and how things work out for you here. So tell us a bit about your race, how the car handled for you, and tell us about that crazy ending there and you running about as high as you can go without being on top of the wall.
Yeah, tonight was quite the roller coaster ride for me. The car, after 10 laps, tires were shot. Me and my other teammates could not figure out how to drive this thing after 10 laps. And Cedric was doing a fantastic job on the long run. He was easily the fastest guy here tonight. Yeah, but with the setup, I don't know what it was, but the car would just not turn on exit coming out. So because of that, at one point I tapped the wall, which kind of slowed me down, messed up the car, made it more tight. And then later, coming out of 4, I tapped the wall and got loose and took out another guy. I feel pretty bad about that. And blew up my engine. That hit in the wall in tri-oval, but thanks to fast repair, I was able to keep running. I thought my night was pretty much over because I was 2 laps down, and at one point I did the wave around, but didn't have enough fuel to make it until whenever the next caution would come out, so I had to pit. And at one point I was 3 laps down, and I figured, well, that's it. And just the way the green flag pit stops worked out where I was on the track, and because of that last caution there, I was able to pit, be on the lead lap, have faster tires than everybody else, and made my way to the front. It was, like I said, a roller coaster ride of a night, but very exciting.
Yeah, well, racing is about skill and luck, and some nights you have it and some nights you don't. Tonight you had both on your side, so worked out great for you, and you made a great run there at the end on the high side. So very cool race to watch, man. You guys put on an awesome show. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I just got to thank Zach, Chris, and Robert, my teammates, just for helping me out, giving me some information, trading information back and forth, trying to figure out how to drive this thing tonight. I got to thank Robert for putting a very nice league together, and you guys, of course, for broadcasting on the internet for everybody, and all the fans out there watching our races.
Absolutely, man. Everybody enjoyed it. A great race and a good run there at the end. So good points night for you. I know you're happy with that. And you're right, Cedric was the fastest guy out on the track tonight. It was going to be hard to beat him. So second place, definitely a good run for you. And happy to see you up there, buddy. So we'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you, John. See you next week.
All right, John. Well, you know where I'm headed to. Victory Lane down here. Confetti's flying and all. And don't see any Hello Kitties, man, hanging around the car. But definitely see a lot of happy campers down there in Victory Lane because tonight's winner, Cedric Hunter. Boy, he was the cat's meow, so to speak, of the field. And he definitely, man, took them by storm. Had an awesome car, and he had to hold them off there in a thriller. So let's go down to Victory Lane. Cedric Hunter's Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, I'll tell you what, you've got to be one happy guy here. You have pulled that Hello Kitty machine into Victory Lane. And man, I tell you what, you did it in a fine fashion, dominating most of the race here at Kansas Motor Speedway under the lights for the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. Tell us how your night was, how that car was, and how that last lap restart, how you were feeling.
The car felt actually really, really good. I really liked the way it drove. I drove it, like I told you guys earlier, I drove it earlier this week and even did the NIS this morning, and I hated it. Couldn't find speed at all, and we came in here and just all of a sudden had speed, so it felt really good. And that last restart was extremely nerve-wracking, and in my mind I was really thinking of, there's no way I can let Zach pass me. Not like I've lost too many races this way, so my goal was to just get the best restart I possibly can get and then just block as much as I could.
Oh, absolutely. I tell you what, you did a heck of a job on that restart. I mean, you had to protect that outside lane. That's what me and John was talking about all race long. The outside, around the wall up there, the high side rim around this track was the way to go. It looked like it. Even Zach mentioned early on that was a one groove style track, but nonetheless, man, you pulled off the victory tonight in that number 13 Ford machine, the Hello Kitty machine out there. Now it seems like you got a Lucky Kitty's foot, man, in your side there instead of a Lucky Rabbit's foot. And that car, man's finally in Victory Lane tonight. You got anybody out there you want to thank?
Yeah, there are a few people. Huge shout out to my teammates, Bobby and Brandon. They, are awesome. They didn't have, I think, the finish that they wanted to, but they did a good job nevertheless. Huge shout out to all the competitors out there. Huge shout out to Zach and Brian and Chris and all those guys that finished up there at the end of the race. And thanks to all the admins and all the drivers to make this type of racing possible. And huge thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast.
All right, well, we appreciate it because y'all put a thriller out there. Tonight's winner, folks, Cedric Hunter in the number 13 machine here at Kansas Motor Speedway under the lights for the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. Congratulations again, Cedric, there for the victory tonight here at Kansas.
Thanks, guys.
All right, John, Robert, I tell you what, let's go down the race result order here tonight. Tonight's winner there was Cedric Hunter, pulling it off in fine fashion. Brian Johnson, boy, he shot out and came out of nowhere, finished in second. Christopher Matthews in third. Zach Hall coming up in fourth. No rock star himself, Bob Skinner, right there in fifth. Randy Fossey, I'm going to say Fossey, probably not right, but I'll go with that. Sitting in sixth. John Jones in seventh. Derek Paulson right there in eighth. Tommy Haynes rounded in ninth. And Brandon Mullen rounded out the top 10.
James Hackworth Jr. in 11th, Tom Drilling in 12th, Neil Odegaard 13th, John LeBombard 14th, Robert Moyer 15th, Tyler Conroy 16th, Billy Tongate 17th, and John Mustang Jr. rounds out the field in 18th.
Well, I'll tell you what, we saw a little bit of everything tonight. Just fast cars, bad fast machines out here, a lot of side-by-side, a lot of strategy-style racing here at Kansas, and I'll tell you what, Robert, what do you think about getting final thoughts on this race tonight?
Final thoughts of this race was very good racing by everybody in the top five. What a finish. I was sitting there biting my nails watching, going, what was Zach Hall going to do to Cedric? But they raced clean, and then Brian Johnson comes by. Don't know where, like you said, don't know where he came from, but also like to say thank you to you guys and thank you to the viewers for staying up so late. This is the way we do the floor mat, so I appreciate that. But overall, what a good race, and thank you guys.
All right, well, John, as always, man, what's your final thoughts on this race tonight?
It's the same as it always is. These guys do a fantastic job. A lot of sportsmanship, which I'm a huge fan of, and I say it every race. And you cover a lot of great leagues, but I can tell you this league right here that Robert runs is all about sportsmanship is an expectation here, and that's why I've got other friends and people that watch, and I talked to Tommy today when I was up at his house, and I was like, man, you need to get on and run with these guys. And Robert was very cool about it and made everything happen quick, fast, and in a hurry to get Tommy in the race here. And I'm sure that he enjoyed himself, and he'll probably call me in a little bit like he normally does. But, it's glad to see it paid off, and these guys show patience with each other. Very clean racing. They really could have just cleaned each other out, the top 4 or 5 guys. But they're unbelievable sportsmanship here in this league, and that's what we like to see. But a great show by them. And Robert, you do a great job managing this league, and your expectations of the drivers and people you let in here. And if you want to try it out, man, come and race with these guys. Give it a shot. You'll always say league racing makes you a better racer. You gotta have patience and just be a good sport about it. And these guys show everything that league racing should be here in the RacinFreeks League.
All right. Well, as always, man, I want to appreciate all the viewers coming out here, staying up late with us. Like I say, here at OSR Network. Check us out tomorrow, because boy, we got a full field day of racing tomorrow for you. I know John's going to be starring in the All-Star race tomorrow night. You're going to be loving every minute of it. We got Wednesday, Monday Night Thunder tomorrow, TRRL. But boy, we're here tonight, Kansas Motor Speedway under the lights for the RacinFreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience. And I'm going to tell you, it was an experience tonight like no other. That last several laps, just like John and them said, wow, what a thriller. Awesome, and I want to appreciate it. So, again, guys, it's Joe White, John T. Wimmis, and Robert Moyer up here in the booth. I want to tell everyone, have a good night. Till then, we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you.
Have you ever wanted to drive a real race car on a famous NASCAR track? The staff at Stock Car Racing Experience will suit you up, teach you what you need to know, and put you behind the wheel of a 160-mile-per-hour stock car on NASCAR's famous Pocono Raceway.
That was great. I enjoyed it. Unbelievable.
It's that unique, one-of-a-kind experience you'll never forget.
It was definitely worth it. The second time I did it, and I'm still shaking.
Call or register online at 877stockcar.com for a heart-pounding, once-in-a-lifetime experience. You won't forget it.